This is the one with yet another moon base.
Yet another killer foam.
Yet another weather controlling station.
And yet another lumbering alien invasion.
It's called the moon base.
No, it's not.
It's called the invasion.
No, it's not.
It's called the Ice Warriors.
Shut up. It's called the Seeds of Death.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. We're embarking on a voyage all through time and all through space.
Countering Daleks, Talon, Ood, and the Cybertronic race.
Sontarans look like taters and Silurians all have wonky scales.
And the Doctor has a TARDIS, we're reviewing all his tales. Who back when? Reviewing all of who there is. Who back when?
Subscribe and rate on iTunes, please.
Episode by episode, we're trudging down this temporal road. Come join us on this odyssey. What other choice could there be than who back when?
Who back when?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to C048 of Who Back When, a Doctor Who podcast.
Or Dog Past.
This week, we'll be reviewing the Seeds of Death.
Yes, we will, indeed.
Yeah. Another Troughton serial. And it's, as you've probably heard in the intro, quite a lot like other Doctor Who serials up till
it's
this
a
point.
rehash of some of the best-ofs of prior classic Who. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Who the shit are you, man?
Hey, it's Nick O'Leary, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Nick.
And who are you?
I am Pumpkin.
Yes,
Glad
you are.
to be here. In my living room.
Oh. Well, we have no housekeeping, do we? So should we just jump into a bite-sized chunk of Who?
Yeah, let's do that. 3, 2, 1, and time for us to synopsize,
Blabberfy and summarize.
So take a pew
and grab a brew
and listen to this overview, this free-for-all.
we like to call
A bite-sized chunk of Who. Bite-sized chunk of Who.
Good news, Planet Earth. We've invented the magic cupboard. It's TMAT, the most boring way to describe transporter technology. And like other future tech, it's controlled from a moon base.
Holy smokes, are those ice warriors? Why, yes, Jimmy. Lumbering, asthmatic, and poorly organized ice warriors have taken over the moon base in an effort to find a new home. In the bloodiest way possible. Bisco over, you are welcome. Bingo bongo.
Okay, give me a first impression.
Okay, so I had forgotten quite a lot about the Ice Warriors, so as preparation for today's recording, not only did I obviously watch The Seeds of Death, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, perfectly intact, you can find it online, go to Dailymotion, or wherever, or buy the DVD. But I also, in preparation for this, listened to our previous Who Back When episode, our review of the Ice Warriors, and not a lot's changed.
I didn't either, because I feel like I don't need to. And I was walking down the street on my way here, sort of grappling with myself whether to bring this up, because I feel like I've done this a lot. In fact, one Who Back When fan pointed this out, that it sounds like I've only ever listened to or watched five like serials total. But fuck me, this is the same as the Moon Base,
It
and
really
the Ice
is.
Warriors, and a little bit of War Machine, and loads of all the other fucking stuff I usually
What's
say.
the one another one that you were on, the one where Troughton plays two characters, the
Second.
Enemy of the World?
Oh, the Enemy of the World, yeah.
In which the bad guy has invented sun store technology, right? And it's like this whole special thing, like holy smokes, he revolutionized the world by inventing a way of storing and, I guess, repurposing solar energy, right?
Was that him? Because also,
sure.
there were like earthquakes and volcanoes. He could predict that shit.
Oh, but that's just a consequence of storing sun, I think, in the universe. But in this episode, that's like a total given. I mean, they hide in a solar cupboard at one point.
Yes.
It's just like, oh, well, that exists.
It's just like your airing cupboard.
Yeah.
There's the boiler, there's the solar power room. Yeah. Also, there's the linen cupboard.
Calamity ensues whenever you get them mixed up.
Well, quite.
Yeah.
Now, so I watched the first episode,
Yeah.
and I was pretty excited.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it was sinister in the right ways.
It really is.
I wasn't upset that there wasn't obviously you heard the Ice Warriors, Commander Vla, whatever his name.
Okay.
Blah, blah.
I can't remember this one. In the Ice Warriors, the guy's name was Commander Varga. I reckon we can just call this one Commander Varga.
Let's call him Zaga. Just 'cause it feels like
To mix it up a little
different.
bit? Okay, Zaga. Zaga, not to be confused with Varga.
I don't know, something. Come on. Anyway, as soon as you hear the voice, you know.
I will still refer to them as Brendan Frasers, by the way.
Brendan Fraser. And that was cool. I mean, the cupboard thing, the T-Mat. What I really liked was the infomercial. About it.
Yeah.
That was really
I forgot
cool.
about the infomercial.
Yeah. And basically, so Michael Ferguson directed this one, I think I'm right in saying.
Possibly.
Who also directed The War Machines.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And some other things that will be in the future. And Brian Hales wrote this, who created The Celestial Toymaker.
Ooh.
And obviously the Ice Warriors. in the Ice Warriors.
Bingo bongo. I've checked out zero trivia for this one.
So you can think that that confluence of a creative team.
You should be able to put together a pretty epic serial, I think.
Well, no, but that and what I was getting at is that they've obviously dipped into their collective toys, their chest of tricks, which is why this feels familiar, is because
yes. But it's also, it's squandered potential, isn't it? Because they've already proven themselves to be fantastic writers, collaborators, etc., creative minds. And then instead of creating something new, they've gone back to, some of the classics. But that's fine. I mean,
we've gone over this.
I'll spoil this. I freaking love this serial. I mean, it's terrible, and it's great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved, there's a past tense there.
Oh, okay.
Until the major reveal of the foam fungi and its weak point.
I see. What, the water?
Let's start at the start of the end, right? And, spoiler alert, this is knocking off giant percentage points for me. Have you ever seen the movie Signs?
The M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, what's the racist name? Mel Gibson thing?
Yes.
Yes. Wait, yes, I have seen that. Yeah,
and I think I saw it.
Is it the common cold or some shit?
No, it's water.
Oh, it's water?
I'm pretty sure it's water.
Why would you come to a planet that is predominantly made of it?
Well, quite. And it's the same problem here.
Yeah. But it's not. But wait, hang on. It's not the Ice Warriors that are
no.
immune to it. It's
but
the foam.
The foam. So the foam is touching things and getting in the grass and getting in people.
There's water in the soil
and in the people.
There's water everywhere and in the people.
Air,
That's one of my. Oh fuck! I can't say that anymore. That is in my notes. I've written something like, "Aren't humans 90% water or some shit?"
Everything on planet Earth is some giant percentage of water. Fuck. I just hate that so much. It's so, because they had me up until that point. It's like, that's a wicked, so the seeds are going and doing the groundwork and in a biotech, sort of biological warfare way. That's really dark. That's happening. People are dying. It's it's fucking with the atmosphere.
Yeah.
All that stuff, right? Made sense to me. Why, as soon as he started grabbing beakers and throwing and
I was just looking for my notes for that scene.
Knew it would be fucking water.
But I can't find that particular part of my notes. But he throws so many different chemicals on it. It's just like this acid and that acid and this whatever and that and that and that, and then in the end it's water. How does he know that it wasn't the
some confluence of all of them?
Exactly. I mean, surely they're reacting to one another, right?
I don't know.
They must do, surely. I mean, that water is no longer pure.
Yes.
At the very least, you can say that, right? So how does he know that it's water that's affecting them? Maybe it's like, oh well, now we just have to hope for acid rain.
I mean, yes, but the much larger problem is your biological weapon is fucking useless.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
On our planet made of water.
Yes.
This blue marble.
Well, to me, it was just evidence of the fact that maybe they were looking for something cool to do, right? Maybe the writing is very vague. In The Matrix, the second Matrix movie, there's that epic action scene, which is like 20 minutes long, car chase, and they're on bikes and they're jumping on the motor and whatever. In the script, sorry, may seem like a tangent, but I'm going to get back to this. Don't worry, this is going to be circular. It's going to be awesome. So in the script, the Wachowskis had literally just written boom. And that then translated into 20 or 30 minutes of action on screen, which was epic.
Yeah.
I reckon that maybe the writers here did that. So they hadn't figured out, oh, there's going to be foam or whatever. They had just gone they just written boom. And then something awesome is going to happen on screen. And the BBC then filled that gap by going, so we had to buy a fucking foam machine for the Underwater Menace, and we don't know what to do with it. Let's just bring it back out.
I think that it's more likely that there was, Brian Hales' script was extensively written by Terence Dix.
T-Dix.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
Probably because it had giant fucking holes in it and they had to leave one of them in. I don't know. Brian Hales from Portsmouth, like me.
What a dude.
But yeah, the foam thing was really insidious and creepy and, oh, fuck me, that's, except biological warfare. It's scary, right?
Yeah.
And it was scary for me up until the water. Like, God damn, that's so pointless. They invalidate so much of this episode, the serial.
Sure.
Fuck this.
Not the only thing that doesn't work in this serial, though.
No, but the major thing.
Sure. Let's have a chat about T-Mat, because we both had similar observations. Before we pressed record, we had a little chat about this. We had similar observations about T-Mat.
Okay, so, on the face of it, and through the infomercial, it sounds wicked. And like the opening sequence of Canberra to Tokyo, Tokyo to Mansfield.
Yeah.
Why Canberra?
I don't know. Why not?
I guess.
Right? Oslo to Barnstable.
Yeah. Fine, I guess.
But, I mean, they don't seem to be all over the place. There are just like, there's a finite amount of stations. In fact, on the moon base, there's a light up screen where they've written down like all 20 of them or something. Around the fucking world. And they're all large enough to house one person.
Well, and then, so the issue seems to be, so the T-Mat thing, or at least the thing that we get exposed to, it's cupboard-sized, right?
Yeah, and not just that, everything that you transport has to be carried in a fucking briefcase.
I mean, there's not much room in there.
Heyo!
Moving on. But, so at one point we're told that the, like, you know, world hunger and all that, it's all gonna go tits up, right?
Yeah, how fucking close to starvation are we if we're one briefcase away
in
from
a
dying?
day, one day.
Yeah.
It's all fun. and similarly, you've done so people in, I don't know, let's say Central Africa are growing something for the people in Northern Australia. Let's say that's the dimension.
Sure.
Why didn't the people in Northern Africa just keep that food and eat it? If you can't, send it somewhere.
No, there are a lot of problems here. But I was wondering, like, does this mean that there somewhere, maybe there's a huge T-Mat thing?
There must be, because they talk about raw materials and all that sort of stuff.
And maybe the cupboard ones that we get to see, they're just for staff transport between T-Mat
they're
stations.
Just people. I think
must be something like that.
It has to be. I like the dematerialization at the point of departure and rematerialization at the point of arrival. Cool. Don't explain anymore. We got you. That makes sense. It does make sense, but you know, it's just a funny phrasing. I don't know. There was giant problems with it, just with how limited. It sounds amazing as an idea, the magic cupboard, and the transporter technology. But yes, in the way it has been deployed, seems incredibly limited and not marrying up with its amazing effect.
And no backup plan. So they have they have to send someone to the moon. There is absolutely no backup plan, which is ridiculous. And so the only rocket in existence on the Earth is a rocket cobbled together by a geriatric in his spare time as like a retirement project.
Okay, so here loads of problems, right? Just a million problems.
Yeah.
Let's start with the T-Mat thing. Right?
Okay.
So you've got this one moon base that controls all T-Mats.
Yeah.
And one way of getting to it.
Yep. And coming from it, and transporting food to it.
Via
T-Mat itself. So there's no, I mean...
It's awfully circular.
Literally anything, like a string would be better, just to pull people in. Well, I don't understand why they've rejected rocket technology. Actually, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
I think this might be something that we need to look up. When does this take place?
I was about to ask. I don't think we ever really told. I think what's quite interesting is that we're supposed to infer it's quite some time in the future, because rockets in the late 1960s, early 70s were the apex of that technology, right? That was they were so wonderful and not otherworldly. I really liked the first picture of like a CCP, triple CP helmet, like a Soviet helmet.
Oh yeah, that was really, really cool actually.
It was cool. And there being a museum. Second giant problem. So Professor Bumbletron.
Which one's that?
The one. The guy that's got a rocket in his pants for rockets.
Yeah.
He's built this half-built rocket.
Yeah.
In his garden?
Yeah, pretty much. He himself, you know what it is? It's the Alfred scenario. It's the Alfred setup of one geriatric British gentleman can build anything. Batman needs a spaceship. Alfred to the rescue. He's got a spanner. It's the exact same thing.
It is our country's greatest resource. Our old men.
Retirees. Okay, so hang on. I can answer the prior question about when this takes place, because this makes very little sense to me. So, the Seeds of Death takes place in, according to Todd's Wikia, the late 21st century, okay?
So 100 years hence.
Roughly.
From when this is filmed.
Yeah, exactly. And what sprang to mind for me was the Wheel in Space. So the Wheel in Space is where Zoe turns up.
Yep.
The Wheel in Space clearly has rockets, like people, that's what people do. They have
She's from the late 21st century.
I just looked it up. It's 2079. So how late is the late century, and how much happened in those maximum 20 years? after the wheel in space. Like, they just decommissioned every rocket. People didn't go into deep space anymore. They just stuck. In this one, they even say, like, we don't have to go past the moon, right? We have everything we need here, basically.
But yeah, and Zoe should know most of this shit.
Exactly. Zoe's from around about the same time. She's a genius. Yeah. So
I feel like if you plonked me 20 years ago or 20 years from now,
yeah,
I won't be so dislocated
no.
that everything won't make any fucking sense anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But also, I mean, if this would be like, we're now in 2016, it would be like in 2036, someone comes up to us and goes, cars, what the fuck are they? You know?
Yes.
Yeah?
That's exactly what
Yeah,
exactly.
Like. So, I mean, how much happened? This is crazy.
Or equally, rockets. What the fuck are they?
Well, what are they? And also, what happened to the people that they blasted into space? Have they just abandoned the notion of like, oh, we've got people up there? No, we don't need them anymore. We've got food being transported to the moon.
Essentially, what the world has done in 2079 or whenever this is set is Brexited outer space. They don't need outer space anymore. Fuck outer space.
Yep.
For no apparent reason.
Anyway, so they have this one rocket at their disposal. Only one rocket. Until they have another one. Because a little bit later on, they have another rocket to blast a satellite into space.
Yes, in fact, the way this gets explained away was Gia Kelly, or Kelly, she's always referred to as Kelly, but Gia.
Oh, yeah.
Says, oh yeah,
by the way.
quite the ponytail. And she just says, well, we've got rockets we still send satellites up. It's like,
oh,
on fucking rockets.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
They're not manned.
This is how I find out, Gia.
They're not manned. It's like, okay, but could they be repurposed?
Could you put a man on one? Okay, let's talk about putting men on rockets, because we do get the scene where the Doctor, Zoe, and Jamie are blasted into space without spacesuits. And as one of our listeners pointed out over Twitter, we'll get to that later on when we get to the minis, but he pointed out that they simulate G-force by pulling back their cheeks.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. But I have a little reference to this, and there's going to be a screenshot on whobackwhen.com, and this definitely will pull in some of the aforementioned type of site visitors that we get. I think we talked about this the last time, because 8 minutes and 9 seconds into episode 2, when they land, the Doc touches her thigh, and Jamie, to regain his footing, trumps that and grabs her by the pussy. Screenshot 809.
Awful.
You're welcome, Mr. Skin.
Patrick Trumpton.
No, this was Jamie.
Oh, it was Jamie.
No,
Jamie, sorry. That was Brendan.
Troughton was a gentleman.
Oh, of course he was.
He just felt up her leg. Okay, but right, so there's only one rocket until there's another one, but there is only one rocket. Why would you give that one rocket to complete strangers who have invaded your space?
Now, so it goes that the Doctor and Zoe displayed more knowledge about outer space than anyone else, which is funny because Zoe is 20 years
behind
you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's sort of interesting. And they were like, what about the third one? I don't know. I think he's a rank idiot. Should we never let him go? He gets another shoeing.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Like, I thought, because I think I said in the last review that was an aberration. Like, it was just, they were just giving him a shoeing for no reason. They were clearly giving Jamie, wee little Jamie, a shoeing this time.
Do you think, I still think that this is because he no longer wants to be on the show?
I think so too. I think they're downgrading his importance as a character. And
because no one used to talk about how he was poorly educated or didn't quite understand these things. I mean, we've seen him operate machinery, high-tech gadgets.
At one point, he explains to, I think it was Victoria, how an aerosol can works.
There you go.
Like shit like that.
I mean, those things were not invented in his time. He's super clever. And now all of a sudden he's just dim-witted.
He's a dullard, yeah.
Yeah. But in this episode, compared to the last one, he does get to be a lot more alpha. I mean, he basically sacrifices himself at one point. He takes charge. He leads the brainless, thuggish action side of the plot.
But he is also
an idiot. Yeah, a massive tool bag.
Anyway, so they send them to the moon, and I guess that's fine to a point. I mean, it does seem like you're putting quite a lot of your eggs in this unknown basket.
Yeah.
But there you go. But then you're good at that, planet Earth. You put all your faith in this magic cupboard.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk TMAT operators.
Okay, so we've already talked about Gia, who's the lady in charge.
She's sort of in charge.
Sort of.
We can't ever give a woman the top job.
Yeah, okay, fine. But she's pretty much running the show, and as in she's the brains behind it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there's her. There's... Do you want to talk about the scaredy Cass? Is that what you're getting at?
This is my favourite word.
Okay.
Milk toast.
Oh!
Right?
Excellent.
He's a milk toast hero.
He is.
Yeah.
I would not actually go so far as to call him a hero, but yeah, sure.
He ends up being quite heroic. He sacrifices himself.
Yeah, but I mean, hasn't he done enough at that point?
I don't know.
I don't feel like he's quite redeemed himself.
I think that's a decent amount of redemption.
No, I think he's felching Satan in hell right now. That guy has not
you're
redeemed
taking
himself.
the same thing, that he's just a rank traitor, but I don't know. I mean, he's
No, he's not. I don't know if he's a traitor. He's just such a spineless
milk toast.
milk toast. You're right.
Great word.
Great words.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't we use that more often?
It's an American word, so
Is it?
our transatlantic cousins might know it better than we do. But,
Really? I
yeah.
thought that was
I'm pretty sure it's actually
100% a
pronounced-
Britishism.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced milk toast as well. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. It's supposed to be like milk toast. Yeah.
He's actually French, you know.
That was your French accent.
I know. I'm sorry. Pardon. Okay. Okay, so we've got that guy anyway. Has he been in anything? Have any of these actors been in other stuff?
Certainly the Ice Warrior.
Yes, there's one of them whom we have encountered before.
Commander Zla, or whatever, Zygar,
Yeah.
will end up being other Commander Ice Warriors in the future.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he just keep coming back as a slightly changed name, like new Commander Ice Warrior.
Varga, Zlad, Zlaga. I was thinking of another one of the Ice Warriors who's played by. Can we have like a Rocky style background music?
Sonic
Caldinas! Yes, Sonic Caldinas. He's back. Anyway, yeah, so Sonny Caldinas is back, sporting yet another massive... He was one of the original Ice Warriors. He showed up sans outfit in a couple of episodes, at least one episode, can't remember. Evil of the Daleks, Power of the Daleks, one of those two. Evil of the Daleks, I want to say. And he's played Cybermen, he's played lots of shit.
Is it that he's giant?
Yes. It's that he's giant. He is sort of a stuntman, I guess.
Right.
Like he can take a pounding and he can carry heavy shit. And take a pounding sounded really bad there. Like, I mean, everyone loved boning him on sets, is what I'm trying to say. No, anyway, so he was kind of a stuntman. He's also, I feel, maybe not a fantastic actor, but also not quite white enough for 60s BBC to give him a chance. So...
So he always got his face covered with stuff.
Yeah, unless he played a mute brute, as was the case in Evil of the Daleks.
Great.
Yeah.
There are a lot of those, aren't there, in classic Who Up to Now?
Tomb of the Cybermen, we had, what's his face? Toberman, not Doberman. Also, Toberman, very close to Cyberman, by the way. I dawned on me after we'd press stop on that recording.
Also very close to Toblerone, so you know.
Also close to Toblerone, yeah. We're very topical. Okay, yeah, anyway, who else do we have? I can think of one guy.
Go.
Okay, only because in episode 5 of this 6-episode arc, this chap gets the most amazing exposition. I'm talking, of course, of Sir James Gregson.
Sir James.
Sir James. Gregson to his friends. Sir to his wife.
Jimmy in the chat room.
Yeah, on chat roulette. You might recognize him as Sir Jimmy. He gets the most amazing exposition. From out of nowhere in episode 5, suddenly a new authoritarian character pops up. We have to cement him as a reliable character. So he gets a
knighthood.
Well, they basically just go, oh, you know, Sir James, plenipotentiary, aristocrat, suffers from indigestion, likes long walks about town, favorite position is the wheelbarrow. Like, there's this whole thing. Anyway, soundbite 340.
Gregson's here.
Gregson, eh?
Sir James Gregson.
United Nations Plenipotentiary.
Minister with special responsibility for T-Mac.
And your boss, in other words.
Don't.
Yes, Sir James.
So there's that guy. He's in charge of everything.
Yeah. Well, he's in charge of being
Is he the money?
He's like a pissy manager. He's the like governmental or the civil. So I don't know what the fuck he is, but he's clearly part of, I don't know, the government or the UN or something.
Possibly, yeah.
The UN do get referred to a lot.
So wait.
When the world is going to shit.
Yeah.
So the T-mat is just the cupboard.
I guess.
Because what's the computer that keeps telling us about everything that's going on in the world?
I love that computer.
He's the best.
I am the best computer in the world. I am the best computer.
I know everything. And it knows everything.
It does, but it acts so slowly. It's like, stop recording. Stopping recording now. In a moment, I will be stopping this recording. There's only one really cool thing. It's in that stop recording thing. Or stop reports. Yeah, and the computer says, rather than just go like, stopping report, he goes, further reports will be recorded, or something like that, which is so much more realistic than what you would normally encounter in these scenarios.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I agreed.
I just like that computer in general. He seems like a sassy robot.
Sassy. It's proto Siri. It's such a cool thing.
It's like, rural places are cool, but you guys in the cities are fucked. Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Let's go Ice Warriors.
Ice Warriors. So their breathing is terrible. That has not improved.
Oh, I get it. They're list speed reptiles. Gotcha. Doesn't, when they're not even talking, that's really annoying.
Yeah, I mean, is it meant to be sort of the sound of, I guess, a snake's tongue or something like that?
Some version of that, yes, I think so. But it was infuriating.
I agree. Ladies and gentlemen of Podcast Land, if you're not aware of what we're referring to, either give this a YouTube or better yet, just say where you are. Here's a soundbite.
Time. I must reprogram.
So annoying. It's like over people's dialogue as well. Like there are people on screen having a conversation, and there's just someone going. It's very, very difficult.
Oh!
Who thought that was a good idea? Oh yeah,
We
sorry.
definitely have to talk about something awesome.
Oh, let's hear it.
The new ray gun fucking effect.
Oh my God! Wow, do they use that effect?
Oh, Michael
I love
Ferguson,
it.
that was amazing.
It's like they're applying all of the iPhone filters at once, and it just has this wonderful wobbly sound effect, like.
And then you're like, your victim just has like dog ears for no reason.
Stars.
Yeah, all that sort of shit. And then his heart explodes in his chest.
Yeah. It's super badass. And they use it on lots of shit. I mean, they use it on machines as well. Oh my God, we have to talk about machines. But next topic.
Yeah. Before we get off on the amazing directing of Mike Ferguson, there was like, I think in episode 2 or episode 3.
Yeah.
There's like this weird circle cam. Did you pick that up?
Wait.
Where all the frames, just for like a minute there, while they were like going through some checks or something, or just before I think the takeoff.
Yeah.
Everything's just in a circle.
Yeah, I thought that was a screen. Isn't that a monitor? Like in the future, you have a circular monitor,
and it's looking back at the operator, because it like there's Gia Kelly, and it just goes through it, and it's awesome.
Oh, you're right.
It's wicked.
It worked for me.
And
I didn't even think about it.
The music's really good, and all the shots were pretty cool.
There are a lot of things in this. I mean, at first, I was thinking, maybe I could maybe we could shorten this serial a little bit. It doesn't have to be 6 episodes. But you know what? I'm so glad that it is 6 episodes, because I thought the pacing throughout was great. And there are, scattered across these 6 episodes, we have these little ambience pieces like that.
And the doctor running around with this wonderful piano music in the background. Michael Ferguson's clearly some classical director that like silent film or some shit.
Exactly. Charlie Chaplin springs to mind. Yeah. Oh, no. You know that guy, Buster? He's doing really well in Hollywood. Do one of those, Patrick. It works.
Yeah.
It works. I'm actually surprised that you like that bit, because there's a similar thing that happens in The Invasion, where he's jumping around and he's almost getting his tushy fired upon by the Cybermen.
Generally speaking, I don't like it, but I think the way that it was framed, it was absolutely incongruous in the Invasion.
It goes.
It was just random, they were murdering.
Oh, in The Invasion.
Here
as well, man.
Well, no, but here
it goes from full on. This lumbering alien is killing people indiscriminately to Hanna-Barbera.
But the thing, I think it's framed by his direction, that he employs versions of sort of tableau-esque directing, right?
Yeah.
more better intervals and more spread out. Whereas in Invasion, it was just super incongruous.
All of a sudden,
For no reason, and never again. It's just whereas in this actually that happens a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I'm into it.
Bingo bongo. Should we talk about machines?
Let's talk about
and UI. Let's talk about UI.
Go on.
Okay. So I've got a few examples.
I mean, there is one particularly great one.
Is it the one that I WhatsApped to everyone?
And in my head, the conversation went, okay, so we're designing this moon base, right? So you, Bill, you're going to do the consoles, great, okay. And then can you work out the air conditioning system? Yeah. And then you, Bob, can you sort out a thermometer? What type of thermometer? Just one of the standard thermometers.
One of those that goes from, I don't know, from cold to full on,
Yeah, just do those. That's what we're trying to do, right? Something that will control okay, I've got some ideas.
We also need some kind of machine that can, make things either really wet or really dry. I mean, how about that? Can we have that?
But I like the idea that Bob, the guy in charge of the thermostat, was just super flamboyant.
Oh, really? Flamboyant? I was going to go with, he was bigly on the spectrum and just took everything super duper literally. It's like, oh, yes, wet and dry, that's happening.
No.
Cold, full on, that's happening.
I like the idea that he was stifled in his design, in his creative design.
I just want to use the word bigly.
I think it's just like, well, none of these things excite me. Let's get a ship wheel. In fact, let's make it nautical themed, though.
You're right. Why is it a ship wheel? Why is it a ship wheel? Why isn't it you have so many other gadgets around this room that look super duper modern? Why is it a ship wheel that is at an awkward height on the back wall?
Because I like to think that Bob was trying to make everything nautical themed. He just really likes
God damn it. I didn't get to be on the Underwater Menace. I built all these props for the Underwater Menace. They're bloody going to get used at some point.
Oh, no. I don't mean Bob, the designer of the production. I mean
Bob, the carpenter.
Bob, the moon base, the fictional moon base, architect. He's just stifling. It's like, guys, can we just get sailor uniforms? No, Bob. No. Just make a fucking thermometer, Bob.
But we're still okay with all the boxes outside of the trousers, right? Yes, we are. Excellent. Good. Just checking. But
so James, would you like, we were thinking to get us some suits tailored. It's like, can it be one-piece latex? For no reason.
Is it okay if it's one-piece latex? Also, I'd like you to draw suspenders on them.
I'm a 70-year-old man, and this will look very flattering. I don't get the ship wheel though had me in fucking
The ship wheel is fantastic. So this is what I WhatsApped to the gang before we had even seen this. I was in the middle of watching this on the bus going to work. Just like, holy fuck, everyone needs to see this.
Also, the other problem is, so it went from 30 centigrade, which is pretty fucking warm.
Yeah.
To
it is already warm.
50.
And that just plain kills them.
Yeah, why wouldn't it kill the humans?
And also, why
would you have it go up that far?
What's gonna happen on, hot parts of the Earth after they've taken over?
Well, so the other problem I had is the Ice Warriors come to colonize or to use.
Yeah.
Well, we've got loads of uninhabitable stretches of the world that are too cold. So here you go. There's Antarctica.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I mean, it might do something to the Earth ecosystem. But the thing is that the Ice Warriors, they just don't strike me as sharers. They don't.
That's true.
They want a place to themselves.
Yeah, they want to kick their feet up.
Ever since Mars became uninhabitable.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. Since we're talking about uninhabitable places and temperature on Earth and so on and so forth, I've got a note here to say that, it was cold that Ottawa and Berlin had in common. So all of these places that they list, they are excruciatingly cold, right? And they bring up Stockholm, fine. I'm from Stockholm. It is cold. It's not that cold, but sure. They bring up Ottawa. Okay. I'm on board. Never been there. Seems super cold to me. Berlin.
They're pretty cold.
I feel like there was some place in...
So there was... Here are the ones that hit me. So yeah, Berlin, London.
Was London on the list
was
as
on
well?
there.
Really?
And New York, right? Which are, in winter, very cold.
Sure.
London, not so much, but New York, very cold.
A, this did not seem to be the winter to me. And also, B, these are the coldest places you can think of.
Well, he mentions that, and maybe they were trying to hit urban population. These were the coldest big urban centres
that happen to have one of these cupboards.
Right, that's fine.
Okay.
But it's pretty short-sighted, because you've got about 3 months to get your shit together.
Yeah, and then
before 6 months definitely, but before New York turns into a fucking cauldron. If anyone's been to New York in the summer, it's hot as fucking balls.
You don't even have to go to New York. Dude, Stockholm is a cold place. I wear t-shirts there in the summer.
Occasionally London gets hot. Like, there's at least 2 days a year while London is
We're
crazy
30 minutes
hot.
from London right now. Yeah, okay.
That seems stupid. Ottawa, I'm sure, gets fucking hot. Jesus.
Okay, got another question. In order to save the day, they use yet another weather controlling station, just like they did in the moon base. Except in this case, they use it to create rain across the entire nation. Quote.
Yes.
What happens to Ottawa, Berlin, Stockholm, and all the other notoriously cold places?
Oh, are we supposed to care about that? We're not supposed to care. Fuck.
Well, so let's say
London saved.
London's saved. Oh,
London calling. Oh no, can't call anyone. Everyone's dead.
yeah. Well, fine. Let's say we don't care about that. Europe, Canada, everywhere cold.
Yeah.
Except the UK.
And
Is
Canberra.
is covered in foam and very possibly dying and possibly being taken over. Well, I guess not necessarily.
No,
being
not taken over.
They're just
anymore,
dead.
Just dying.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, but all right. So fine on the taken over point then. Did you not also think that it was way too easy to just thwart their plans?
Well, as I've already alluded to,
Not the rain. I mean the invasion force. Because we've got another, just like in the invasion, we have a homing beacon and we have a spaceship approaching.
and the commander and whatever, yeah, and the
Grand Marshal?
Grand Marshal, Grand Field Marshal. Yeah, and why they wouldn't just have another go?
Well, it just went from, I guess he had disabled the signal thing. They're dead now? All right.
What I don't understand. Okay, more things I don't understand. I mean, we tried to put a moratorium on this many episodes
Just kill
ago.
everyone?
Just kill everyone. But, so you're a race of warriors that now know this planet exists,
Yeah.
have the means to get there,
Indeed.
Tiamat or otherwise.
Yeah.
Because you got to the moon, you could probably go that extra however many hundreds of thousands of kilometers to go to Earth.
Oh, yeah.
You're bulletproof,
Yep. Check. Carry on. What's next?
and you're a race of super warriors.
It also
With
checks out.
heart-exploding cannons.
Bingo. But you don't like the warmth, and
Why? Okay, just fucking go to Oslo in January then and destroy everyone. Like, the Norwegians aren't gonna. They're a fierce people, but they're not gonna put up that much of a fight.
how about this? You're probably quite clever as it is, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
apparently.
if you're even going to use the Tiamat system, I don't understand why they couldn't just bombard the Earth with these foam capsules. But let's say they are going to use Tiamat. Why are they leaving people alive there? Like, take it over. Go, is that how you work it? Oh, great. Ka-ching, done. And then that's the sound of them popping a cap in
You
their ass.
basically did this exact same thing with
Moonbase?
Moonbase.
Invasion. Ice Warriors.
Yeah. And I think I basically say the exact same every time.
Yeah.
It's maybe a problem with dexterity.
Is it that their Lego hands
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
operate the Tiamats?
That's all I've got for you. But it keeps working.
I guess so, yeah. But I do, okay, yeah. And on the topic of dexterity, I mean, they are the least limber people I have ever encountered. They are amazing.
They have elbows, but they choose not to use them.
Let's not use them. It's also, walk after that man slowly, he must not escape. Is this the, like, Michael Myers trope of, so anyone can walk behind you and they'll still catch up?
Essentially, yes. Because I thought that at one point when Jamie was sort of running away from an ice warrior,
Yeah.
I just thought because he was running around some pillars and stuff. And kept shooting around. I just think
in
to,
the
like,
weather augmenting station.
Yeah, and I thought I could literally do this all day.
Yeah.
I could. No,
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
Nope.
A cardio game is strong. I've got this. I'll never be murdered by an ice warrior.
There's a great scene. I think this is in that same, possibly not the same scene, but certainly in the same building in episode 4. I've just written down an ice warrior arrives and gets stuck in a loop of double takes.
Yes,
Because he's just like looking one way, looking the other way, looking one way, looking the other way. And it just goes on for like a minute. Like, you actually think that maybe the footage has got stuck. But no.
Yeah, awful. Also, so the foam, so the seed when the doctor gets one nearly kills him.
Yes.
Right, early doors.
Yeah.
But then he's swimming around in the foam and he's good.
He's fine. Yeah. Your problem being?
No, let's move on. That's
I have
fine.
no idea what you're talking about. So there is that. I also made a note to say, and this, I had completely forgotten about this. This is knowledge passed on to me by Past Us from that Ice Warriors review. Turns out they breathe nitrogen. The Ice Warriors, they breathe nitrogen.
Okay, that raises more questions. than
Yes,
answers.
exactly. So I mean, the foam, is it meant to basically empty out the entire atmosphere of the Earth?
Of oxygen.
Of oxygen, okay, yeah. Oh, I see. I guess that solves the problem? What?
No, that's fine because the atmosphere is 72% nitrogen.
Yes. How is that going to be replenished? How are they functioning aboard the moon base?
That's
How
the
are
bigger
they-
problem. How they function on Earth with the rest of the oxygen you've gone, and actually with the atmosphere being how it is probably all right, right?
Is this why they're wheezing all the time? Why they come across as
maybe
asthmatic?
a good idea. I like that.
They're like, oh, well, we can only siphon what little nitrogen we can get from this lunar base atmosphere.
Maybe it's like altitude, like you know.
Yeah, you
like for
climb
us-
high enough and all of a sudden it becomes difficult to breathe, and this is what they experience every single day. You know what? I understand why they're cranky.
Yeah,
This is tough.
and walking around like,
Like, oh my god, double takes.
Yeah.
Oh god.
oh fuck, I gotta look right again. Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is
Yeah.
like, okay, their atmosphere is made up of, 3/4 nitrogen, the rest some oxygen and
Yeah.
other shit, right? Cool. And carbon dioxide. We're going to go down and take away the oxygen, kill everyone, and we'll be golden.
Yeah.
Well done, Commander Vla. Great idea. And we're going to use it with this foam. Oh, cool. Well, what's the foam going to do? It's going to take away the oxygen. Great. And are there going to be any hiccups? Do you foresee any problems? What's the risk assessment here? Well, it gets dissolved by water.
Oh.
Okay, that's good. That's not a problem. Is there much water on Earth? Yeah, it's basically mostly water.
There are great big bodies of it. It's referred to as the blue planet. Oh, sorry. This is the best. So,
And that's where, ladies and gentlemen, somewhere around wherever that reveal is in episode 5 or 6, was I just lost it. I was having a great time, and then I was just like, I can't have it. You
Yeah.
can't M. Night Shyamalan me.
no, it's done. Okay, another question for you. So, is reprogramming the T-Mat really the easiest way to dispose of the Doctor's body? And, sub-question, if someone climbs into the back of the T-Mat cupboard and pulls the Doctor's body out of there, and then closes the hatch in the back again, will you not notice?
2 things.
Yeah, carry on.
So firstly, clearly not, because, and why they chose to dispose of his body and not anyone else's,
Yeah.
of all the other people they murdered.
Isn't there an airlock?
Can they just chuck it out, outside?
That's surely
or
what
in
they've
another
been
cupboard,
doing with
it
them.
doesn't
Maybe
really
they've
matter.
just piled up bodies in one of the cupboards, in like one of the sun cupboards.
Yes. And the not noticing part, I don't know, they don't seem that observant. It takes them so long to notice anything. Like the idea that there was a giant, a ship's wheel. At an inconvenient height.
Or the 2 ice warriors that walk into the middle of the 3 solar panel thingies that are pointed at it. I mean, we get the same way of disposing of an ice warrior twice. I mean, almost identical, and it's because of their own stupidity. I mean, Jamie and what's her face again? Kelly, yeah, Gia. They're like Vord hiding in this room. No one notices them. And the Ice Warriors just happily walk into the middle of the killer machine.
Well, I'm fine with that, but what I don't understand is why Commander Vlaga, whatever, doesn't keep going,
Excellent pronunciation.
Where are all
My men.
where do they keep going? Why am I not concerned about this? Doesn't mention it like once.
Nope. No, he's fine. Okay. Couple of questions.
Stop with your question.
No, I've got some questions. I need some answers to these questions. How did they get to the moon base?
How they got there?
Yeah, Ice Warriors.
By rocket.
Oh, so there's a way of...
No, what they did is that they found a supply room, right?
With some sugar.
With some sugar, went through the hole and then just put up the sugar in its place, which, as we already know,
That works on moon
sugar
bases.
seals any...
It may also have been that they took one of the old men's sweaters and plugged the hole. Yeah, please, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, go back and listen to our review of the moon base, where you'll learn a lot about lunar architecture.
Yeah, fuck.
Okay, yeah, that's my note here. Chap Vord hides in the solar energy storeroom. In brackets, isn't that what Mexican Patrick Troughton invented?
Okay.
All right.
I think we've picked this thing apart.
Wait, hang on. I've got a few more things,
Oh my
man.
God.
I'm really sorry. Can I just... First off, let's just pop a couple of sound bites in here because it's not Sir James and it's not Professor Bumbleface.
Bumbletron.
Bumbletron. Apologies. to all Bumbletrons who might be listening. It's the other guy, the guy in the middle, the former friend of Professor
Yes.
Bumbletron, who comes in and just shivs him in the back and steals his invention.
Yeah.
What's his face? I can't remember his name. Anyway, he can't pronounce the word autopsy.
Get Brent's body over to the medical wing. Tell them I want a full autopsy.
And as a consequence, he goes, autopsy.
The autopsy report on Brent.
So, just a couple of things. Number one, the chap who sacrifices himself in episode 1, you know, the guy who's sort of, I guess, in charge of the lunar base, the sub-manager or whatever. Did you catch his name? It's Osgood.
Oh!
His name is Osgood. So, I mean, I don't know if maybe that name turns up later on in Classic Who, but I'm assuming that this is the name that they were thinking of. This is the chap that they were thinking of when they created Osgood in New Who.
Why?
I don't know, because he's a good guy, he sacrifices himself.
Yeah, maybe.
But then again, a lot of good guys have sacrificed themselves.
Yeah. This would be a particularly tangential person to...
You know what it could be? It could be that Osgood himself, this character, was named after someone on the production team, and the New Who character was also named in honor of, like it's an homage to the same Doctor Who founding person.
We're just creating our own legends here.
Well, possibly. Are you going to TARDIS Wikia?
I am.
Check it out.
Well, I'm just going to Google Osgood.
Osgood. Okay, while you do that, I'm going to bring up a couple of more connections. So in episode 1, we also get a Patrick Troughton reference to Leonardo da Vinci. And in, is it City of Death? It's City of Death. Tom Baker's fourth Doctor encounters Da Vinci. Actually, I can't remember if he even meets Da Vinci, but certainly Da Vinci is part of the plot. It's the one we talked about this on Who Back When before. It's where this alien monster guy has a fantastic plot to get Da Vinci to repaint the Mona Lisa over and over again so that he can sell them in the present day. It's pretty great. Okay, I guess that is it then. Shall we jump into super quick ratings?
Super quick ratings.
Super quick ratings. And now it is time to rate this.
Did we love or hate this?
Bing bong, hey, hey, la 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 la.
Ratings.
Go for it.
So, as always, my ratings have been thought about for a really long time and not composed during the course of this recording.
As always.
I'm going 2.5 because it would have been something more like a high 3, early 4s if it wasn't for the foam that gets explained by water. Fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan, and all your predecessors and all your forebears. There you go, done.
Okay. I'm gonna go 2.6 because I think this is just slightly above a pass. Like it's
It would have been good. It had loads of great elements.
It could have been so great. I would have happily given this super high mark, but it's not worth more. 2.6. Boom.
So we had many listener minis.
We do indeed.
So again, I'm afraid we're going to have to truncate quite a lot of these, but they can all be read in their entirety on whobackwhen.com.
/something Seeds of Death. But yeah, go to whobackwhen.com.
Yeah. And they're all wonderful, so we're just going to pick out pertinent bits, starting with Peter Z.
Zoonage, the Zedmeister.
How's it going, Peter?
Everything good? Rad.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll start with Peter.
Okay, go for it.
So from the excitable computer to the Doctor taking running lessons from Charlie Chaplin, which comes up a few times.
Yeah.
This is without a doubt one of the best Doctor Who stories.
The sets are beautiful and interesting. T-Mat Control Center looks stunningly awesome. The museum is full of nods to past Who, including the Dimension Link from the Web Planet. Ooh, I didn't catch that. Every character gets their moment to shine, with the exception of any god, aka cannon fodder. And shine is what these actors do. I love the debate over how over-reliant Earth has become on T-Mat. When they're deprived of its use, everyone repents as society falls, yet when it's back, they sing its praises again as if nothing happened. Typical human behavior.
The story is well paced and its length is perfectly justified.
Uh-huh.
There's very little I would change from this script, except perhaps the idea of sending a water-soluble fungus to a planet that is 3/4 water is pretty silly. Pretty silly, Peter?
Yeah.
Otherwise, the Ice Warrior plan is sound and for once not excessively convoluted. We get a bit of the old, we can't navigate without a beacon thing here, but it's handled slightly different and is more believable. If only because it seems the Ice Warriors are not as advanced as the Cybermen.
In closing, he says, I'd just like to say that in an ideal world, I would be married to Miss Kelly. I'd have that computer system where I work and T-Mat to get me there. This story gets a false beacon of a rating at 4.7.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Hot damn. See, Peter, I feel like you've not given enough weight to the water-soluble fungus, but I take your enthusiasm
Absolutely.
and the spirit it's given.
You're making me question my own rating here. That is that's an awesome mini. Thank you very much for sending that in.
Actually, for a little bit of context, Leon had a little crisis after we had a little scan of these. It's like, have I given it too...
Oh my god.
Have I given it too low?
This podcast land gonna hate me now. What is this? Peter, that is awesome. Thank you very much.
Moving on, y'all motherfuckers about to get blessed.
Yep, it is Trenton Bless, who sent in a slightly minier maxi this time, yet two maxi a mini, so we're gonna truncate.
We applaud your efforts, Trenton, to try to fit the form out.
Siphon your own further.
Though I'm afraid we've done it again for you.
Yeah, sorry about that. But you can read his full review on whobackwhen.com. Trenton goes. I'll start this one, shall I? Though it's a perfunctory outing for the companions, Troughton is on imperious form as the Doctor, dodging his foes with a Chaplin-esque bounce of the feet, touching his fingertips together repeatedly when he gets excited and repelling attempts to be executed with the words, "Your leader will be angry if you kill me. I'm a genius."
It's basically the moon base with Ice Warriors. It's been extended a few episodes. Yes, it has, Trenton.
Yes, it has.
So what can I give this serial? Well, it's going to be an easy 3.0 out of 5 from me.
Ooh.
The serial was fairly average, but it really can't contend with its predecessor, can it? For reference, I gave the original Ice Warrior story a 3.5 out of 5. I think the original Ice Warrior serial was much better than this, but I still found this serial enjoyable.
Okie dokie.
Thanks, Trenton.
Thank you very much for sending that in. Ladies and gentlemen, you can high-five him online. He is at Trenton Bless. That's Bless with 2 S's.
And then our next comes from Erin.
It's Dr. Zed. It's Dr. Zed. That's terrible, isn't it?
We'll figure something
Yeah,
out.
well, yeah, absolutely.
We'll ruminate on it. Okay, so Erin had this wonderful opening paragraph, but we also found she has a list of random points that we found compelling, so we're going to read that, but we encourage you to go and read the full thing.
Absolutely.
So,
start us off.
Her other random points. The opening credits of Stroke Music are awesome in this serial. Truth. One more incident of nobody worrying too much about who the TARDIS crew are and where the hell they came from, despite both sides claiming not to know them. Check. Doctor and Jay-Z simulating weightlessness was hilarious, as was the fact that when they crash land, Jemmy basically dives onto Zoe's crotch. Yes, exactly. Immediately followed by the Doctor resting his hand on her upper thigh. These guys are just waiting for excuses.
Holy shit, yes. 100%.
That's just horrible. That's
Screenshot on Who Back When. Okay.
Disgusting.
Absolutely. I can actually hear Trump applauding in the background. Okay, she goes on. 14 TMAT location buttons and 2 are in Canada. Thanks for the shout out, Doctor Who said people. They are mistaken, however, in describing Ottawa as a, quote, major population centre. It definitely isn't and won't be anytime soon.
I really hope you're from Ottawa to be able to make that. Otherwise, we're going to just get loads of angry
Ottawans.
Canadians. Yeah, Ottawans. I think that what they did there was pick the capital of Canada as Ottawa, in the same way that Canberra is the capital of Australia, but not its its major population.
Do you know where the other Canadian location was? Because Canada's a huge freaking place.
No, I don't. Was there one?
Well, she just said there are 2 locations in Canada.
Oh, I don't know then. Was the other one Toronto? Vancouver?
I don't know.
The other side of fucking Canada?
One of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Next point.
Why is there a hall of mirrors on the moon?
Excellent question.
That's because the moon people are vain.
Because, obviously. Okay, next up. T-Mat's voice is the absolute best thing about this story.
Hundy P. So much Vord hiding. The plot practically hinges on the IWs having no peripheral vision. You may as well have done this yourself here, Erin. You're getting major points.
Also, Vord hiding is now a thing.
It is a thing?
This is a thing. I hope you're listening to us, Oxford English Dictionary. Okay, next point. The IW's big weapon can be defeated by rain? Way to do your homework, bad guys.
I was struck by how much murdering the TARDIS crew did in the serial and how much of these murders were carried out by the Doctor. He condemned an entire armada without batting an eye. Compared to New Who, I always find this lack of ethical hand-wringing refreshing. Two is the pragmatist. I found 4's later inability to kill Davros maddening in comparison. So you are a fan of the...
the War Doctor and...
the murder everyone. Yeah. Why doesn't everyone just murder everyone?
Okay, Erin concludes by saying so much more to say, but I've already gone a tad long, I think. 4 out of 5 from me. Woof! Wow. And you can follow Dr. Erin Zimmerman on Twitter. She is at Dr. Z. That's Z with 2 Ds. I mean, you know what? I'm really sorry. I'm really, really regretting my mark.
I have no such crisis of conscience.
Wait, hang on. We've got one more to mention, and then I'm going to take a super quick time out to check what I gave the Ice Warriors.
Okay.
Okay.
So this came from Mark Dunn, at Mark Dunn1 on Twitter. He tweeted us a series of points for his review, but of technology being what it is and the inconvenience of it. We've not been able to keep it. However, we did find the review, the score itself, and he gave it a 3.5. Hopefully we'll hear from Mark in the future in Notepad.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much for getting in touch though, Mark. Okie dokie, quick time out. I'm going to find out what I gave the Ice Warriors.
This is a rare occurrence where you gave it a slightly higher mark than I did. Or much higher mark than I did.
2.1?
Oh, no, lower, sorry.
You know what? I think that's kind of fair then. If I gave that 2.1, I'm happy to give this a 2.6.
I like that how accurate my internal compass is. That's pretty fucking solid. Yeah. Screw your notes, Drew, back when.
Bing bong, Future Ponkin here. I'm really sorry. I just had to jump in with a teeny tiny interruption and give a massive shout out to one of our fans, Liam Cahill. Liam, you great big legend. Ladies and gentlemen, podcast land, everyone, put your hands together for Liam, who sent us a whole bunch of Doctor Who DVDs. It is totes malotes amazing. They arrived this morning, and I am currently looking at, oh my goodness, what have we got here? The E-Space Trilogy with Tom Baker, The Trial of a Time Lord with Colin Baker, the Dalek War Box comprising Frontier in Space and Planet of the Daleks with Pertwee. We've got Silver Nemesis and Remembrance of the Daleks and... oh my god, of New Who, we have the complete 4th series and the complete 5th series here. This is awesome. Liam, thank you so much for sending those in. That is super duper nice of you. Much appreciated. I don't want to give anything away, but there may be something coming your way for Christmas. Thank you so much again. Okie dokie, back to the show. Ciao. So, thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of Who Back When. Next up, we have a New Who review, I believe, and it's going to be of...
Planet of the Ood.
Excellent pronunciation. The next classic is going to be The Space Pirates, which I believe is going to be the very last solo ever.
Oh, wow. Is it majorly missing?
I think so.
Cool.
But this is awesome. I will have gone through all of the missing ones.
And then the next audio Who will be
The Cannibalists.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
As per usual. It's that one legendary episode. Oh, speaking of legendary episodes, thank you everyone who wrote in and asked about this. We have recorded a bonus review of Class. The Flapjack and I sat down to record that, but it turns out Flap still hasn't got a microphone, so the audio quality ended up being so absolutely abysmal.
It was done with 2 baked bean tins
string from London to Oxford, and consequently, I'm going to be dropping that episode whenever I have a spare 72 hours straight to sit down and edit it. Sadly. Sorry about that. But thank you very much for crying out. Anyway, until the next episode, get in touch with us. You can high-five Nick online. He is at...
Nicolele.
That's right. And you can high-five me online at Ponkin. You know how to spell that. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you in the next one. Be rad next to each other. And ciao.
Bye.
Kablamo! Did you enjoy the show? Then please do what the cosmos compels you to and spread the gospel of Who Back When. Tell your friends. Don't have any friends? No problemo. Tell some strangers. Like us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Who Back When. All in one word. Are you on Google Plus? Then find us on Google Plus. That's plus Who Back When. And when you do, tell us why you're on Google Plus. Who Back When just got its very own Twitter account, no lie, so give us a follow. You guessed it, that's @WhoBackWhen, all in one word. Check us out on SoundCloud, vote us up on Reddit, listen to us on Stitcher, and head on over to our website, whobackwhen.com, where you can leave a comment, submit a review of your own, and peruse our visual index of aliens, monsters, and more, which increases in kablamos with every episode. And lastly, give us a rating and review on iTunes. Not only would it make us super chuffed, and it really, really would, but as thanks, we will transmigrate your iTunes nom de plume into the credit list of trailers for fake Doctor Who audiobooks produced by Who Back When. Have a poke around our bonus episodes to make more sense of that. That's it. Rock on and be rad and excellent to each other. Catch your earballs in our next classic Who review, new Who review, or, still funny, audio Who review. Ciao.
Who Back When?